Time is a funny thing. We measure it in years, in minutes, and presidential terms sometimes. But I tell you, truly great stories, the ones that stick to the ribs of humanity, they're measured in seasons. And what season, more than any other, has the perfect, unforgettable geometry than the season of spring, the season of new life, the season of hope, and the season of baseball? It starts as a sound that travels through generations. The sound of the ball hitting the leather pocket of a mitt. A quick, sharp pop, the sound of trust, a father teaching a son, a mother playing catch, a moment frozen in the backyard. Then there are other sounds that lift you out of your seat. The sound of destiny, that crack of the bat meeting the ball with such perfect, explosive violence. That sound, that perfect, singular, magnificent sound, is the sound of an American summer. It is the sound of memory. It is the sound of the human story right here played out on a diamond. 90 feet, a sacred distance from base to base. You run it with your heart pounding as you slide. Dust clouds rise. The umpire makes the call. Safe. Baseball, it's a game of patience held in 9 innings, an eternity of waiting for the perfect pitch, and then waiting for that hush from the crowd, the silence before the action. That is the beautiful and deliberate rhythm of life within baseball itself, a life where you must wait for your moment. It is that game that teaches us more than we think. It teaches us about failure. The greatest hitters in history fail 7 out of 10 times. Think about that. And yet, they're immortal to many because they kept stepping up to the plate and they kept swinging. That, my friends, is the definition of grit. But it's not just our story. It's a world story, one that we call the American pastime. But travel with me just for a moment to the hot, beating heart of the Caribbean, where baseball is king. Or maybe to the disciplined, reverent field in Japan. Baseball is their language and it's their passion. It's their ticket. And now travel even further to the South Pacific, the volcanic, beautiful isle of Samoa, a place of deep, dark ocean and giant hearts. Even there, the geometry of the diamond makes sense. They understand the arc of the ball. They understand the precision of the throw. They, too, are a part of this worldwide fellowship, this unbroken chain of catch and throw. And because of that deep human connection to the game, a connection that transcends borders, there is a new artifact, something physical, something that holds the story in your hand. It comes from the Spectre's mint. And I tell you, it's not just a coin. This is an act of engineering. It's 2 ounces. It's heavy, 2 pure ounces of 3/9 fine silver. Forget your flat discs of old and put those in your piggy bank. This is a sphere, a perfectly sculpted sphere. Round, solid, heavy. You can feel the heft in your hand. With no fillers, just precision and purity. It has the awesome, iconic 2-panel construction that we love of baseballs, and it has the deep recessed lines where the leather meets, as well as the detailed stitching. Of course, they took a baseball and they replaced the leather with bullion. On the sphere, a stylized logo of Samoa, as you can see, a nation claiming this great world game as its own. The team name that they've created for this, the Bullion Bombers. Really, really cool. Another cool thing is that each piece is individually numbered out of 1,000, as you can see right here. I have number 153 out of 1,000, a limited edition mark that ties the silver object directly to the game's greatest triumph, the home run. 1,000 home runs. Really cool. This piece, this coin, issued by Samoa in 2025, is legal tender. It is high polish proof quality, and it is housed in custom packaging, as you can see. Not just a coin, but in this case, more of a sculpture. It's metal that sings. It's 2 ounces of silver that tells a story of 90 feet of dirt and grass. It tells the story of a father and son. It tells the story of a worldwide brotherhood. It tells the story of the home run. Really, really epic coin. But is it elite? Well, let's place it on our 60-point scale to see if it has what it takes to join the Hall of Fame of bullion coins, or will it strike out swinging? This coin is a sphere, meaning there's really no obverse or reverse. So I will rate the obverse and reverse out of 20 and divide it by 2 for an obverse and reverse score. But before we get to that, we'll take a look at this packaging. We've seen the infamous white box before, right here, from the Spectre's Mint, which serves as a protective sleeve from the inner contents. Inside, we're met with the cleaning cloth, of course, because this is a very, very unique type of material here. A very unique type of silver coin that's probably going to need a little bit of upkeep over time. We have the inner box, which is just the most fantastic color of green. I mean, maybe one of my favorite colors of all time. Just gorgeous. We see Samoa in the baseball font and slogan with the Bullion Bombers, which is a nod to the old Bronx Bombers, which is a longtime nickname for the Yankees. We see the 3 nines fine silver, and as we turn the box, we find the Spectre's Mint logo right there within the baseball, and also the claim that this is the first 3D coin. Really cool, but when we open it, it's even cooler. As you see, we have another amazing level of display, a wooden box, which once opened, leads us to our amazing bullion coin. Right here, we have a baseball card, which is just really, really a cool touch. Let me pull that out for you. As we see, we have the same mintage material here, 153 out of 1,000. Traditional style baseball card. Absolutely fantastic. This is serving as our certificate of authenticity, and it fits very well within the theme of a baseball card, just to give you an idea. So here's some baseball cards right there. Got your stats on the back. Standard stuff. Kind of fits right in, doesn't it? Beautiful job with the certificate of authenticity. Way to keep it all within theme. Fantastic, fantastic look. As we noted, this is 2 ounces and it's 40 millimeters. If you don't know what 40 millimeters is, that's the same diameter as the American Silver Eagle. So think of the American Silver Eagle as a sphere, and you've landed on what this is. The coin itself is heavy in the hand, as if it were a real baseball, as we talked about. And you can feel the ribbing, the stitching on this ball. And I don't know what has to be done to create a product like this, but it is fantastic in the hand. We see Samoa right there. Let me zoom in. We see Samoa right there with the 5 talia, which is their currency, the classic baseball style font. And we see the Bullion Bombers right here. We'll turn the ball, and then we have my favorite part, and you can feel it, it's raised, the beautiful coat of arms of Samoa. I've always loved their coat of arms. We have a detailed video over their coat of arms on my channel if you go to my original Samoa video. But this is just fantastic. I really enjoy this coin. I love looking at it. I love holding it. And it would make a great desk or shelf display for any baseball enthusiast. So I scored a 20 out of 20 for the obverse and reverse score. 10 both respectively. It's just really cool piece. Really cool. Beautiful theme. Now we move to mintage, and as stamped on this baseball and reflected in our COA, Certificate of Authenticity, we have 1,000 minted, or 1,000 home runs of this particular baseball, and it's 153 out of 1,000, and that's crazy. That's a really crazy number because we just had a World Series where the Dodgers won. I'm not a fan of the Dodgers, but hey, they took it home, and there was a record broken in this World Series with plate appearances in Game 3 between the Dodgers and the Blue Jays. It went 18 innings and set a record for the most plate appearances in a single World Series game, totaling, guess what? 153. Just the most crazy coincidence that I happened to receive 153 in the same time as the record being broke in the Game 3 of the World Series with 153 plate appearances. Obviously, this is very, very low when it comes to mintage, so we score that a 10. Samoa, which as we see right here, Samoa is a very interesting place historically. They've had influence from many nations, including the United States, and believe it or not, there have been many players of Samoan descent in the major leagues. Tony Salida, Sean Manea are two that come to mind for me. This is not the most impactful sport to the people of Samoa, but it is relevant nonetheless. So I scored a 6. Now for collectability, America is obviously the #1 consumer market in the world. This is a product designed for the American experience. Baseball is an extremely identifiable market that goes far beyond the shores, as we have seen giant demands in Latin America and Japan, and we've seen even recently in the World Baseball Classic many other nations having a shared interest in this sport. This coin is very unique and its presentation is fantastic. It offers an experience that should be shared with visitors to your house rather than locked in a safe. It's got a very low mintage and a marketable theme, which is going to give it a 10 for collectability. Our last area to grade is uniqueness. From presentation box to coin design, this is truly a one-of-one experience. I've never seen anything quite like it, and I wonder, with time and toning, what this coin will mature to in 10 years. It really is a unique experience and one I am grateful to hold. It scores a 10, bringing us to our final thoughts and score. This 2-ounce baseball coin has left the building at an elite 56 out of 60, meaning it's in the Hall of Fame elite level coin. Its presence demands attention. It is truly legendary in some respects, and it is for most collectors who fancy the amazing sport of baseball. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, please remember to stay classy and current with the culture of currency.